Hey guys, ILene Vick here for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. It is Monday, October 18th at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I am live. Welcome to Monday, guys, my Monday broadcast. Glad to be here as always. So good to see everybody once you get in the room. Welcome to my Facebook peeps who come into the room and chat. And hi Dorothy. And welcome to my Facebook peeps who lurk, Dorothy. Dorothy always comes in, but she very rarely talks. So, Dorothy, say hello so I know that I can see comments, and then go ahead and lurk for the rest of the evening. Oh. Love it. So good to see everybody. And welcome to my YouTube peeps. So as soon as I get a comment from somebody and know that I'm broadcasting clearly, we're in good shape. Dorothy, are you able to say anything that I can see? Oh, I'm going to sneeze. Oh, excuse me. Okay, so there we go. Oh, Dorothy's got her new printer on order. She says, hi everyone, anxious to get my new printer. Yeah, I think you're going to be really happy with it, sweetie. All right. So I've got, again, several projects in the works. I finished up the Victorian chibi, and I just wanted to show you that real quick. I went ahead and I made a border. I did the blue border, and then I went ahead and put rhinestones in the corner. Zoom in. Zoom in. So see, I've got rhinestones in the corner. Hello, Rhonda. So I thought that would look really cool with this based on what I was doing with the rest of it. Zoom out. And I went ahead and put a little cellophane on the eyes just to brighten those up a little bit. I'd colored them brown, and then I went ahead and put a little shine on them. Rhonda, that's excellent news about Paula. Were you able to tell her that we prayed for her? So I added these doodads here. I put a couple on the shoe. Thanks, Dorothy. Zoom in. Put a couple of rhinestones on the shoes. Now, when I was putting the color on, these two blotches came up. I don't know what they are, and I can't cover them. Hello, Maddie. So I'm not even going to worry about it. Zoom out. Zoom out. So I think we're in pretty good shape with this. So I posted it as finished in the group so everybody could see it. And I hope that you enjoyed it when I did the project. Now, even if this isn't one of your fav pictures, The point is that I showed you different techniques on it. Yeah, Rhonda says not yet, just a few words this time. I'll definitely tell her tomorrow. Thanks everyone for prayers. Yeah, we're talking about Paula Wade. She pulled through the surgery just fine. And Rhonda was able to talk to her. Yeah, I mean, I figured you wouldn't be able to say too much, but yeah, you can tell her when you can. Okay, and then I'm working on our ice princess, whose name is Allie, A-L-Y. Excuse me while I... Yes, thank you, Christ. And if I can get Maddie and Rhonda in the room at the same time, we'll work on Albrechet Durer a little bit as well. So this one's coming along beautifully. And you guys, I see, are running with it, which looks great. And I hope you're having fun doing it. Maddie, I love the red hair that you put on Eve. I may emulate that tonight. All right. Let me grab a little water here. And then, of course, we have Wanda's contest. Durer is rolling in his grave. No, I don't think so. I don't think so at all. Why? People are getting exposure to his art. I think he would be happy to see. And if you're talking about the red hair for Eve, I don't think so on that either. All right. So I'm going to work on our Ice Princess a little bit. I was working on the hair. This is from a Colorless Kingdom. He was a traditionalist. Well, then we show him new traditions. Right? Ooh, yes. Yes. So let's get coloring. Oh, gotta get my paper towel. Alright, where did that go? Doggone it. There we go, right next to me. It would have bit me if it were a dog. Oh, so Rhonda says, yes, please, on doing Adam and Eve. I will do that. I'm planning on doing that. I do want to do more of this hair tonight. So I'm using my dark, my medium, and my light. Now, remember guys, when you get your dark, medium, and light out, you may not use it all the time. You may not use all three is what I meant. But Rhonda says that she now pulls, when she's coloring, always a dark, a medium, and a light pencil, which is great. All right. So before you guys get your noses in your own colorings, tell me what you're coloring. Zoom in. Zoom in. Rhonda says, ILene, Ginny and I couldn't find the video on your coloring of Wanda's roses. How do I find it? Put in the name of Wanda's book. Do a search in the group. And put in buds and butterflies with the ampersand. And you should find it. Zoom in. Okay, now normally I start on the far left, but I want to work from close out. Rhonda, do you know how to do a search in the group? That little magnifying glass in the upper right hand corner when you're in the group. Okay. So the way that I was doing this last night, let me make a little camera adjustment, excuse me. Excuse. There we go. Sorry for the wiggle. Oh, that's not going to work either. Hold on. Rhonda, does that answer your question? So I've got my medium pencil, which is my Van Dyke Brown Starjoy. Hello, Rebecca. And I'm sorry, I have to change something here real quick. My medium is actually my Hawaiian Sunset. Excuse me. Brett Funner. Oh, you found it. Good. So a little bit of a color difference here. And we're going to go ahead and work on these edges like I did yesterday. So let me zip off that first color that I put on there. It was a boo-boo. There we go. Let's try this again. And what I did yesterday is I'm adding shades of red on this. With that second color. That's that Van Dyke Brown. And you can see already how that is creating a really beautiful highlight and shade area. That's what I wanted to make sure that you guys are comfortable with. La-da-dum. All right, so let's find our spot here. Okay. Now, the main thing I want you guys to remember when you're coloring is you don't get fussy about the technique. Relax and have fun with it. And by that I mean, when you're coloring this hair, for example, that you don't go, oh, I gotta measure down, you know, how much part I come down on the hair. No, you don't. Oh, I have to be consistent. Not really. And now I'm going to use my Van Dyke color. All right, let me see something here. And I've changed that, I'm sorry, to my brown ochre here. We want to go ahead and get that shaded area. Now, I'm doing this a slightly different way this evening because I want to show you. There's my Hawaiian. And then I've got my Van Dyke brown. Now my Van Dyke brown is actually a reddish tint. And in this case, because of the slightly different way that I use my colors, for that center portion, for my light part, now I'm going to highlight with my white area. So when I did it the other way, the other day, I did it in such a way that I pulled the brown over the white parts instead of doing the highlight areas with white. And we're going to get a slightly different look, but I want to show you that difference. Zoom out. Zoom out. So you can see now that this side is a little bit softer, not milkier, using that white as that center. And I don't mind doing that difference, because what I'll do is I'll go back and do the rest of the hair the other way that I did it. But what I want you to see now is how we have that light center on the hair. Hello, hello, Maggie. She says, hi, happy Monday. All right, let me check something here. All right, let's go up to the next strand. Zoom in. What did you do, Maggie? You said I had a crazy accident while fixing dinner. What'd you do? I dropped a bowl of hot mashed potatoes on my leg. Oh no. And just now checked and found several blistered areas. How crazy is that? Oh, Maggie. And that stuff sticks to your leg. Do you have an aloe vera plant? Okay, so I'm going to use my Van Dyke Brown. You okay, sweetie? Maddie says she spilled hot gravy down her shirt yesterday. Oh. All right, guys, knock it off. So notice how I'm leaving my white area on all my sections. Maggie says my thumbs sometimes just stop working, so I drop stuff a lot. Yeah. All right. And you can see now how beautifully this hair is coming up. So now I'm going to come in with my brown ochre, Star Joy 103, and darken at the base. I was walking along with my dinner one time in a cup of water and tripped, actually. Dropped the dinner, saved the water. And then I'm going to go through with my, let me brush this. My Hawaiian Sunset, which is my lightest color. I must have been thirsty, yeah. I guess Vicky thought it was pretty funny. And then I'm going to go through now with my Faber-Castell 103. And smooth that out. Okay, let's take a look at this now. Zoom out. Zoom out. Zoom out. Isn't that beautiful? Okay. So let me catch her tendrils now. Zoom in. Zoom in. Zoom in. All right. So I've got some little tendrils here. And this is where now you need to figure up your light points. So there's one right there. Now remember when I told you that if you come up to an object, take it a little bit beyond. Otherwise it's going to look a little wonky. So right now I'm just going through and I'm defining my light spots. Let's see here. Alright, and then go back with my brown ochre. That first color again was my Van Dyke brown, which is a reddish color. And now I'm defining my dark areas, which are at the base. Of each color segment. Now, if you can't hit it exactly because of space, don't worry about it. And then I'm going to come in with my Hawaiian Sunset. And that's my light color in the center. Let's see what we got here. Just got to do a little erasing right here. All right. And again, guys, keep your areas tidy, especially when they're in between small areas like this. Okay. And then my Faber-Castell 103. And I've got a little teeny tiny purple spot that I'm seeing. find that. There we go. Zoom out. Zoom out. Everybody see how beautiful that looks. Any questions? Let me change my light a little bit so we don't get that glare. Now, just for the sake of balance, I know that I showed you about going with white in between here. I'm going to go ahead and erase that off because I want the whole piece to look uniform. Give me a moment here while I pull my eraser out here. There we go. Now, this is another technique for creating white spots on your hair. But obviously when you do it, you'll still have to color it back in the edges. All right. So I'm just darkening my ends just a little bit here. Oh, Maddie, these electric erasers are wonderful. I always tell my little story. I didn't have one for years and years and years. I thought they were, well, not years and years and years, but for a long time. And I thought that they were fluff, and then I was gifted one from this group for Christmas. And it's now pried out of my, you know, cold, stiff hands type thing. Okay, so now I'm going to go back and just go ahead and get this uniform with everything else. So the point of this whole discussion here on this particular strand is that there are zoom in. There are several ways to do this. And I want you guys, you know, learn my way. And then I want, from that point on, I want you to experiment. So once you get the idea of what you're trying to create, which is what I show you, then you can go ahead and use your imagination and your methods to create your own look. Okay. And then I'll just go ahead and hit that with my ivory a little bit on my center points. Okay, there we go. All right. La-da-dum. So now we've got this one tendril to do, and then we'll be pretty much done with her hair. So let's see where we, yeah, that's one piece right there. So the basic gist of doing hair like this is you want to have your darker root area all right, we'll go ahead and color that as hair. You want to leave your middle, your highlight point. Let's see, so we'll pull this down a little bit. So here's my highlight point. Here's a highlight point right here. And then I'm going to come back now with my darker brown. This is where my shadow and shading is coming in at the base of the hair. Everybody can see how that's getting darker. Let's make sure I've got everything. Looks like I do. Okay, and now I'm coming in with my Hawaiian Sunset, which is my lighter color. And now we're going to go over our light spots with that color. See how that creates that? Zoom in. Hello, Helen. Where you been, girl? Now, don't get crazy with your pencils. Don't, you know, dig them into the paper. I always talk about that. All right, and busy and sleeping. I know you're UK. I know. But for a while there, you were coming in just about every night, and now we hardly see you. And now I'm coming in with my Faber-Castell 103, which is my ivory. And getting our nice blend area. All right. Let's take a look. Let's see. First of all, let me make sure I got everything. Zoom out. Zoom out. Helen, I love that new, you know, that image that you, the fantastical images that you're doing for your next book. Zoom out. There we go. Now, what I want you to notice on this is, since I've gone with auburn brownish red hair, that looks really terrific with this green. So there was and is a method to my madness. Any questions or comments so far? Okay. Yeah, it does go super with the emerald green. Hi, Rebecca. So I'm just cleaning up my little areas here just a little bit. And the other thing that I want you to notice too is I'm using the light blues and the lighter colors for my crystals. I still have to finish up my lace here with my purples that I did. And remember, I used my 2 purples and then I used spots of black on there very sparingly. So I've got purples and blues. I have the auburn hair and then the green, and the green and the blue go together well. So all of it, one way or another, fits together. Okay. So let me do the ice crystals here that are at the very top, just so I can get my bearings. Zoom in. Yeah, the purple at the back, yep, looks great. Thank you. Thank you, Helen. Zoom in. So I'm going to use my celarine green, which is my 003 shuttle art. Cerulean blue, 003 shuttle art. Now, I don't want you guys fixating on brand and color. I want you fixating, well, on brand. I want you to fixate on the fact that I'm just using a light blue. So I appreciate zoom in, that you want to know exactly what's going on with the colors, but I don't want you to get hung up because you don't have, you know, happen to have one. Hello, Wanda. And then I'm going to go ahead and use my Faber-Castell 103, which is my ivory. And I'm going to go ahead and tap that with a little darker blue, which happens to be my French blue from Brett Funner. Wanda, I haven't been able to check Amazon yet. Did your book? Yeah, the glint stuff is wonderful. Did your book publish? All right, so there's my lighter blue. And now we'll come in with the darker blue here, just to match. There we go. You're thinking you should have an email in the morning. Yay! Woohoo! Let me know so I can get that affiliate link up there. All right. Zoom out. Zoom out. Zoom out. We are all so excited for Wanda. Okay, so we've got a really good definition now of what's going on with her hair and her helmet. She says, I'm hoping that it meets all the specs. Any questions about how I did that hair, guys? Helen says, bet you won't sleep awaiting approval. I know the feeling. Ooh. Zoom in. Zoom in. Zoom in. Okay, now we've got the green dress, so I'm going to bring it up into the headpiece, and I'm going to use I missed a crystal. Oops. That's the name of the pen. I missed a crystal. There we go. Now, I want you to remember that when, oh, good night. Oh, not ILene. I'm a naughty girl. I'm a naughty girl. Naughty, naughty, naughty. All right. Wanda says the dimensions have been a learning process, but now you'll know for the rest of your books. Which, by the way, Wanda has invited me to do one of the images for the back cover of her next book. So yours truly will be on it. And yours truly is honored. Yeah, that is a good soundtrack for Crystal, isn't it? You're right, Helen. Okay. Water-based marker. On the headpiece. And Wanda says, I started working with the images for the new book last night. Surprise, surprise. Okay. Green on the crown thingy, a nice echo of the dress. Exactly. Well, thank you, Helen. ILene, you've chosen super color combo here. Wow. Well, thank you. All right. So Rita says, hi, just had all the locks and deadbolts changed in my house. Everything is rekeyed in it. Rekeyed it, and until I get hi everybody, it's good to be here. Please don't put cellophane on her eyes. Yes, ma'am. Okay, now I'm going to come in here with a turquoise blue marker. Hello, Sandy. Zoom in. And I want you to notice now how we've got, I missed a spot. A green, and how I've got the blues now and the greens working together. On the crown. So now we're starting to pick up our colors now from other parts. Now, don't forget that you can go ahead and do this with pencil, so don't be discouraged if you don't have markers. And also, please, the old roommate must have made an extra key and been coming in and out of the house when I'm not around and taking things. Oh, really? Oh my gosh. When did you find this out? Zoom out. Zoom out. Zoom in, zoom in. All right, now I'm going to take, hold on, I gotta move you a little bit. I'm now going to take a dark blue This is a dark denim blue. This is a Brett Funner. So Rita says, I thought something was strange for a while, but I found out today because of something that happened in my car, and I realized I had to have a key to get into the garage and was messing with something that belonged to me. It's a long story. It's been going on for a while. I've taken care of it, and I have one more thing to reinforce my bedroom window. Now, guys, when you get to something like this where the areas are very small, don't fuss about having to use 2 or 3 colors, like, you know, shades like we talked about. You have the wasp spray by my bed until the windows are taken care of. Rita, keep the wasp spray regardless of the windows being taken care of. You should always have that stuff. All right, let me get you taken. Oh, missed a little green area. And for those of you that don't know what we're talking about, wasp spray is very good to have by your bed because it shoots out a very strong stream. And if your house is being broken into while you're there and you don't have a gun to protect yourself, or for whatever reason don't choose to use one, the can of wasp spray shoots that stream and you shoot it right into the person's face, and that buys you the time to get out. Wasp spray is made to shoot a stream because when you're trying to get rid of a nest of wasps, you don't want to be by it. So it's for distance shooting. Okay. Your niece wants you to get a gun? Wanda has a pepper spray key ring and a .380 caliber in her purse. Yep. Another good defensive thing is to get something that makes a loud alarm sound. Just make sure pepper spray is legal in your state. But if you get something that makes a loud sound like an alarm sound, it doesn't have to be connected to anything, but if the person breaking into your home, you know, thinks that you have it, and you go woo, 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 then hopefully they get the hell out of there. Okay. Oh, and I agree with you, Wanda. Honey, if I hear them come in, they ain't walking out. Yep, that's right. Zoom out. Okay, so check out the intricacies on the top here. I'm going to do a little more on this, and then I'll probably pop over to the Albrechet Durer. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and carry out the blue. Zoom in into these teeny tiny areas. Now, a good pencil to use for doing this kind of thing is a Starjoy or a Prismacolor because it is soft. And it'll help you get into tiny areas. Oh, listen, that's absolutely right about a gun. If you're going to pull a gun, you've got to be prepared to use it. You don't pull it just to wave it around. And I've talked to you guys about this before. Get yourself an eye watch. That's on your wrist, and you always have it if you have to call for help. Okay, so check out how pretty this is. Helen, you still with us? I think in the UK, you're not permitted to carry a gun. Well, the problem is people that are bold enough to break into the house may also be high. You know, they may be desperate for drug money. And you can't reason with somebody that is that way, that they're either desperate or they're high. Okay. Everybody see now how I'm filling in these little gaps now with the blue? Okay. Oh, look how pretty that is now that I'm starting to fill this in. Yeah, Rhonda, I think that yeah, exactly, about the police carrying guns in the UK. Now, I want you to notice how beautifully this crown is starting to come out. And I'm carrying that blue all the way down as a background. Yeah, in Tennessee, they just changed the laws July 1st that you can carry a gun and open carry, and you don't even need a permit or anything. Now, as a woman, I would never open carry because somebody, you know, may figure they could just knock you down or push you and take the gun. So if I were to carry when I was out and about, I would conceal carry. All right. Oh, this is so pretty. Now, when you get into something that's got the teeny tiny areas like this, guys, take the time to do it. It makes all the difference in the world. Let's see. All right. Oh, speaking of the UK, I have a funny story to tell you guys. I happen to really enjoy the Law and Order franchise. Love it. And all the streaming that I get on for TV is free. You know, they've got Pluto and, oh, what's the other? Peacock is the other one. And so, let me get on screen here. And so I'm, you know, channel surfing, and I found out that there is a Law and Order UK. And I was delighted because I had gone through all the series that were carried on the free channels. They only have so many. So I started watching Law and Order UK. And for the life of me, I had a heck of a time understanding the dialogue. I mean, I could get most of it. But the funny part is that I've been watching it now for a while. You know where this is going, right? I've been watching it for a while, and I'm starting to completely understand everything that's being talked about. So if you hear me starting to speak with a British accent, that's why. I just thought that was funny. Okay. Oh my gosh, guys, this is so pretty. All right, so we got to make some decisions here. Zoom in. I hope you guys can see this clearly. Let me know. If you do this piece in the future or you're doing it now, guys, take the time. Oh, it's hysterical about that show. And like I said, I'm starting to understand it perfectly. Okay, so let me move you over this way. There we go. Now, this is one of those things here that you need to do when you're well rested and in a good mood. Because there is lots and lots of teeny tiny detail on this silly crown. But as you can see, when you do it properly, it comes out beautifully. Are the plot lines as good as our Law and Order? Funny you should ask that. If my information is correct, our Law and Order was copied from the UK version. But yes, the plot lines are very good. You have the police that arrest the suspects, and then they go to court. And it's interesting to watch the slightly differences in the court in the UK. They call it the Crown Prosecutor. So if you're a Law and Order fan, watch the show. And actually, I've seen a couple of the plot lines in the UK version that I had seen in the US. Oh, guys, I hope you can see how beautifully this is coming out. Now, I'm not... Yeah, who investigates the crimes and the Crown's attorneys who prosecute the offenders. Yeah. Right, they have the two policemen. And then they have the Crown prosecutors. Now, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on this piece right here in these teeny tiny spaces. I just want to show you this. And I just want to do enough of it for me so that I can see what's going on. if somebody has a second, do a Google search and put in the question, which came first, Law and Order UK or Law and Order US? You should be able to get an answer. And the producer is Dick Wolf, and I don't know if he did both segments or what the deal was on that. Oops, got an area right here, an area. Now, I know that some of you were asking about lighting. Get yourself a good light to see by. You can get those kind of lights that have a magnifier in it. It's a round light. It's got a round bulb. And you can look through the top and it'll magnify it. Tammy Morgan. Okay, I think I've got this almost to where I need it to be. Tammy Bobammy. Hi, Tammy. And guys, do me a favor. Please share this broadcast. Cooler weather's coming in. More people are going to be inside. I see I've got a light blue area that I missed. And guys, when you invite people to the group, please tell them that they don't necessarily have to color. That this is for people that just want to come in and hang and have a little companionship. Chat if they want to. Listen to my dog snore in my studio. Maddie says she hibernates in the winter. Oh, how pretty is this? All right. Zoom out. And guys, more people are going to be hibernating, like I said, and please encourage them just to come in. And enjoy chatting with us and just watching. I'm concerned about people that are shut in. Also, zoom out. Zoom out. Rhonda says Law and Order US is the original series. Oh, Rhonda, thank you for looking that up. Okay, so the UK, if the stories are similar, they copied it from us. Cool. Thank you, Rhonda. I love you guys for doing stuff like that for us. All right, everybody look how cool this is looking now. Isn't that pretty? And it's really funny, guys, because as you're doing this, all of a sudden it comes together, which is what this is doing. And really, if you look at it, there's not much more to do on it because we've got the filigree on the horns. And I'll probably do those in, I don't know, I may do them in gold. We'll see. Okay, I'm going to do 2 gems and then I'm going to switch over colors. Anybody have any questions on this? All right. Now, I do have a couple of flowers on here. I may do those in red just to have a nice little contrast. Zoom out. Zoom out. I want you to see how I've used the blues and greens together. So the blues and greens are working together, and purple, blue, and green basically is what I'm using on this. Auburn hair, which has the shades of red in it, which works with the green. So lots of neat little things going on here. Zoom in. Zoom in. So I'm going to do, let's see here, this gem here. And I'll work it up in greens. I've shown you how to do this before. So the formula is when you're doing a gem, you need a light color, a very light color of the color that you're using. Hold on, I gotta tighten something down here. And then the medium of what you're using, and then black. Zoom in. Now this is a teeny tiny area. Hopefully I can show you this. So here's my light. It's a Fila. I don't know what the color number is because it is so short. And then I'm going to use a dark, it's a Guanghai 090. And you can already see that it's looking gemish, if that's a word. A little bit of light there. And then I'm going to use my Master Black. On the edge. Check that out. Isn't that pretty? And then you can blend over it a little bit with your light color. This is just adjusting it. And then come in with your dark a little. There we go. That's all there is to it. And then I like to use my ORTEGA. Let me make sure that's running all right. zoom in. And I'm going to go ahead, let me get that edge a little better here, hold on. There we go. And then I'm going to go ahead and use my white. And we're going to go ahead and put a couple shine dots on there. Guys, don't overcomplicate it. Zoom out. Any questions on that? All right. Boob shot. Now, one of the things that you need to be careful of when you're doing a picture like this, it's got a lot of frilly, filigree, it's busy, it's very busy. So you want to be very careful about using a lot of colors. So I'm not going to use a lot of colors. Clean this off a little. I'm just going to use variations of what I'm already got. So here's my, I'm going to do this as a gem as well. So there's my light color. There's my medium color. And then my shading of the black with black. And if you'll notice, that black is what gives this little puppy depth, okay? You wouldn't think that you would be putting black in it. And then you can go back over with the green or whatever color you happen to be using at the time. And then your light color. See, what you want in this gem is that swirly look, if that makes sense. And then we'll go ahead and put a little shine on there. That's all you got to do. Now, if you're feeling really adventurous, you can go ahead and do the same with the rest of this pendant. And in fact, if you're doing something similar or will be doing something similar, I want you to challenge yourself and do this. So I've got my splotch of my light green. And then I'm going to rotate this because I want this to be directional. So bear with me here. Then I'm adding my next green. Notice I'm not covering all of my light green, right? What I'd really like you guys to do while you're sitting there is take a blank piece of paper and draw a circle or an oval and color along with me in doing this. And then I'm just going to add a little shade very lightly to darken that edge. So humor me and do this with me. You'll learn something. So there's my light green, my darker green, and then a little bit of this black. Not much. Don't get dumb with it. Oops. And then dull out your black a little bit with your pencil. Now, we've got small areas here, so they're a little bit touchier to do. But still. And the thing I want you to realize is you are suggesting that these are gems, right? So the person's going to complete the picture in their mind. This is what I keep telling you about coloring that I want you to pick up. You are suggesting what's going on in your picture. And if you suggest it in the right way, the person's going to pick that up. Okay, so I'm going over this with a little bit of the darker green. And clean up my edges here. Put a little black in there. Again, notice I'm not covering the whole area with my darker green. You want to leave that lighter in there. Let me go ahead and do that on all of these, and that way I can just go through this better. Anybody have any questions about that? And please grab a piece of paper and do this with me. Okay. And then I'm going to go back with a very sharp point. Let me go back this way. Darken that up just a little bit. And what this black does, guys, is that makes it look like there's depth in there, right? That's what dark does. And then I'm going to go back over with my either your light green or your medium, up to you, which works better for you. So you want to dull in that black a little bit. Is anybody doing this with me? All right, look at that. And if you are doing it with me, you don't have to use green. Use a light and a medium of whatever pencil you've got in your hand. Okay. Let's smear that black a little bit. Oh, my shoulders ache. Rhonda said that she did. Good. Rhonda, how did it come out? So going from right to left, your light, your medium green, and then your black. Oh, that's fine, Maddie. I was doing dishes and fixing a meal. I will color a little later, just listening. That's fine. Of course you need to practice more. You're not going to necessarily get it the first time out of the gate. All right. Now, zoom out. You have suggested to your audience that this is a pendant that's glowing, that's got crystal in it. Okay? So, again, coloring is suggesting. Right? So you've got your audience thinking along the lines of what you want them to see. And right now, all of you guys are seeing a piece that looks like a crystal, right? And now I'm going to take my ORTEGA pen and I'm going to, let's see. It's not going to be exactly correct on the light source, but that's okay. I'm doing it this way because I've got more area. So I'm just going to put a little smidge of white on there. There you go. Not too shabby. All right, let's get this little guy down here. Zoom in. My light green there, smudge it in. My dark green towards the left, or my darker color towards the left. And then my black on the edge. Not much, you don't need a lot. And then go back over it with either my medium color or my light. And that diffuses that black a little bit. And then I'm going to take my white pen and put my little shine mark on there. And I'm not going to worry about the edges right now of that gem because I'll be coming back and coloring that later. There we go. Zoom out. Okay. Oh, 2 more spots and then I'm going to be changing. Zoom in. Zoom in. Okay. A little bit of light, a little bit of dark green, touch of my black, go back with my light or my dark green as necessary. Put in my little shine. Boom. All right, I'm gonna get this next one. Hold on, we'll get there. There we go. Clean up my edge a little bit. All right, so mentally think this through while I'm doing it. Hold on. Okay, what's my first color? My light color. On the right. My darker color towards the left. And then my touch of my black. And then go back with your previous pencil as necessary. If you don't need to go back, don't. And then put your shine on it. Zoom out. Zoom out. Zoom out. There you go. Okay. I'm going to pop over to Albrechet Durer. I've done quite a bit of gemstones for you guys. Love it. I think we're in good shape with this. Actually, let me do one more quick thing, please. Of course, I put my pencils away. Zoom in. Zoom in. Zoom in. Zoom in. Okay. I want to go ahead and make this gemmy as well. Let's see if I can pull it off in a small space. So there's my light. My dark green. Brush that. Little touch of my black. Not much. And then my white ORTEGA. Zoom out. zoom out, zoom out, zoom out. Now see, you've already trained the person's eye to look for that gem look, gem, 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 right? You've put them in that mindset. Okay. All right, I think we're good. So Allie's going to go away for a while. And again, not much more to do. I'm going to do the lace behind it. And then I will drip some gems on her. And then we'll do a background. Yeah, I like it. Albrechet Durer. Green away. One moment, please. Put my black away. There. All right. So we've been working on this piece, and again, I'm showing you grayscale, that you can color black grayscale beautifully. I love the pieces that you guys are posting that have this book. You're doing a wonderful job with it. So now I'm going to continue. Let me pull you forward just a little bit. Zoom in. So we've got some trees in the background here. And at this point now, we need to pick out similar trees. So I don't want you fussing over what's in the back, what's in the front. We've got our lighter trees in the front. I've used more golds and browns. I've seen you guys use lighter colors, which is fine. Again, I will show you the technique, and whatever method you use after that's up to you. All right. Miss Tammy, good night. So glad you could join us. Maddie, have a good evening. Oh, kisses right back at you, sweetie. Okay, so now we're getting into the trees here that are recessing into the background. Maddie, you don't mind that I do this without you here, do you? So now I'm going to go ahead. I'm using my Caramel Cafe Brut Funner 520. Zoom in. Now, this is like black, right? But here you go. The brown shows up on it. And you can see now how that background behind the goat with the brown went from black to brown. See that? So if you've been following me, you now know with grayscale that black is colorable. And look how beautiful that is now with that brown coming out on that tree. All right. Now we need to be careful here because her hair is coming down. So we don't want to accidentally color over that. And I don't want to color into the snake. Now, you're always going to have areas that are a little hard to see when you're doing your grayscale. Don't fuss over it. You color them the best you can. Make your coloring decisions and go with it. All right. And what I want you to notice is as I'm coloring in, even these black areas, it's starting to pull out the picture beautifully. This is one of the reasons that I really love grayscale. I do not do it exclusively on this channel, but I do it enough that I want you guys to be able to make intelligent choices whether you like it or not. Okay, I think this is the edge of our tree. Let me pull up here. And I specifically don't want you to get frustrated because you can't see things. That's what I'm saying. You do your best, make your best artistic decision. And what I want you to see too, zoom in, zoom in. What I want you to see too, and I mentioned this a few minutes ago, is how beautifully now this tree is starting to come out. Now that I'm starting to add the coloring attributes. Now, I believe this part here is the part of the mountain yet. Rhonda, you're going to have to look at yours and tell me what you think. I think this is part of the mountain here. So I think the tree edge is right there. So Maggie said, ILene, you mentioned spraying your page the other day. What does this sort the pastel and what do you use? I spray everything regardless of the medium. And I use the Krylon Fix Stiff. Zoom out. Zoom out. Let me find my can. Zoom out. Workable Fix Stiff, number 1306. It's a matte spray. You do not want glossy. Protects pencil, pastel, and chalk drawings, prevents smudging, allows easy rework. And I routinely put it on my page before I start my coloring. Rhonda, did you hear my question? All right, so I've got the dark. Maggie, does that answer your question? Zoom out. Okay, Maggie, I always spray my pages. I use it with pastel, chalk, everything. And this is the workable fix stiff. You thought it was the tree trunk. So this is 1306. And you do not want to use the gloss, you want to use matte spray. I use it before and after. You're welcome, Maggie. Make sure I've answered your question. Okay, so Rhonda, you thought that this part right in here was the tree? Hard to tell. Zoom in. Zoom in. Gosh, I'm not sure. Well, I'll make it tree. Maggie says her internet stinks tonight. Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay, so that's my dark. My light is the Shuttle Art Brown Olive. Dorothy, my studio is upstairs, and so what I do is I have a ceiling fan, and I have a couple of other fans in the room, and so I'll like turn them all on, and I'll go out into the hallway and do the spraying, and then come back into the studio. So the short answer is no, I don't go outside because I start pieces all the time. Okay, so now I'm going to use my light colors. Let me go back down to the base of my tree. And now I'm going to go ahead and do my light colors here. Now this piece is, yeah, Dorothy says I go outside right now, but winter is coming, so I will have to use it in the house. Yeah. Just go to another room that you can ventilate and use it there. I wouldn't use it in this, if you can help it, I wouldn't use it in the same room that you're sitting and doing your coloring. Okay, so there is my light. And now I'm going to go with my medium, which is my Autumnal, the Brett Funner 520. You know, Dorothy, we all use chemicals when we're doing our coloring and stuff. Just be as careful as you can. And now, very lightly, I'm running my medium color over my area. And you can see how it's coloring this beautifully. And remember now, this is your blending pencil, becomes your blending pencil, and that's where you're now blending all your colors together. And I want you to see how beautifully your lights are still staying here and your darks are still staying intact. Okay. Yeah, Dorothy, just make sure it's well ventilated, ultimately. Okay, so now I'm on my next section here by the hand. And I'm now doing my light areas. And now we can really see them here. Okay. Now there's a lot of fine detail in this section with the light, and obviously you can't hit them all. So this is where you use your artistic choice to color in your areas that you feel should be the lighter. So I've got this, I'm doing this horizontally. All right, and let me move over here. I've got my light areas now in between our leaves. Now, it's going to look like it's a little murky. But we're still good and we're still okay with it. Because now we're going to be coming back with the medium. Yeah, I'm taking that as being a crown on the snake's head. I've left it open since I started this. Okay. So there's my light. Zoom in. Zoom in. Yeah, I'm taking that as being a crown. Yeah, I've got that metal here. That snake is driving me crazy. It's hard to see. All right, and now I'm going to go back, zoom out, zoom out. And now I'm going to go back with my medium, and this is where you are using your blending to bring your light and your dark areas together. And this is where you are doing any touch-up where you may have missed an area. And we want to get right in between that little ear right there. Here we go. And again, guys, notice how your light and your dark are remaining intact as you come over with your medium. Now, when I'm coloring over my medium with my medium pencil, I'll pretty much avoid my light areas. But if you happen to hit them, okay, there's our snake right here. If you happen to hit your light areas, no big worries. Well, Wanda's asking, I wonder why he made the trees so dense in the background. Because the denser that he made the trees, the more that Adam and Eve stick out. And notice how I'm coloring horizontally now with this. And also notice, again, how my light colors are staying intact beautifully. Guys, how can you not love grayscale? Okay. Got a little light area here. And then my medium. Okay, so we're going to pull up here. We've got a lot of dark area. And again, if you're following along, don't go crazy with your colors here. We want to leave our fig leaves or our leaves intact. And then I'm going to go through here. This is my medium. And again, guys, I'm not shoving my pencil into the paper. Absolutely no need to do that. Wanda, Durer tended to do that with stuff, is have the high contrast in areas. And you can see that on other images in that book of his or online. Now again, on this branch, I'm just concentrating on my medium areas. Got a little bit over on the edge on the paper, not going to worry about that at the moment. There we go. Zoom out. Let's take a look at this. Zoom out. Zoom out. Zoom out. Isn't that beautiful? Okay. And I think just for something different right now, I'm going to go ahead and do E's hair. Now, Maddie did this, and she did it in red, and I'm going to do that as well. I think that would look absolutely gorgeous. Bear with me while I pick my colors here. So for my dark red, I'm going to go with the Brett Funner 074. That's not the 520 set. My medium, I'm going to go with Faber-Castell color 223, deep red. And with my light color, I'm going to go with a cranberry, which is my Brett Funner 520. All right. Zoom in, zoom in, zoom in, zoom in, zoom in. I love how that goes out every once in a while. So these are my dark areas now that I'm doing. And this is interesting in itself to do this because there are just teeny tiny areas of dark. But again, I want you to see and learn from this because you can see that even with the wood cutting, Durer did shading. This is not a painting, guys. Rhonda, have you done the hair yet? Oh, you're doing it with me? Okay. Now, again, guys, when you're doing something like this, it's a matter of going between artistic choices and following what's going on. I don't want you guys to get all nervous about doing the hair. And as you start putting in your coloring, you'll start to see exactly what's going on, and then filling it in. Okay, I think we've got all the dark areas. Now, it looks smudgy right now and it looks really weird, but again, remember that as we start getting in our other colors, it's going to look really great. So now I'm going to my light colors. Now, if you're doing this and you don't want to do, if you want to do medium instead of light, you know what? Let me do that just to show you something different here. Sometimes when I get into small areas like this, I'll go ahead and do my medium areas first, which that was not. So I'm going to do my medium areas now on this. And the reason that I'm doing that is because we've got teeny tiny areas of medium, but I've got very broad areas of light. So for me at the moment, it is easier to leave the lighter sections because I can see them better. You do not have to follow your DLM on this dark, light, medium. And really, you don't need to follow DLM on any grayscale coloring. It's up to you what you want to do first. So everything now that's going to be left is going to be my light. And again, that's just me. It's easier to see for me. And when you get into these teeny tiny areas, this is where you're going to use your artistic judgment. I mean, there are just some things you cannot see. Okay, so now in here I've got my light areas left. And this is my deep red color. And now I'm just going to go through this and blend. Now I'm just going to do a little bit of light down here. There wasn't too much left. So I'm still going to give that a little bit of coverage because I want that third color in the mix. And again, guys, don't drive your pencil into the paper. Let the repeated stroking do the shading for you. We've talked so much about this. So in this case, my light is my blender. Maggie, was it you telling me that you tend to lay into your pencils and push hard on your paper? Okay. All right, let me get these little pieces of hair. Okay, zoom out. Now, in this particular instance, we've got a really nice darkish red here, which is fine because this is somewhat receding, but This area up here on top of her head is a little bit lighter than what I would like. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my darkest red. This is my artistic decision to do that. And I'm going to, now this part over the ear is pretty much fine. But I want the area on top of the head to be a little darker, to be more in line with the rest of the hair. So I am going ahead and I'm darkening that with my darkest color. Now, don't go crazy with it. And then I'm going back with my medium color as well and adding a little bit on here. Notice again that I'm still leaving the hair over the ear to be the lightest because that's forward, right? All right, let's take a look at this. Zoom out. And I've got a couple of spots here that I noticed that I missed. Amazing how that stands out. Zoom out. Zoom out. So what do you think? Do you like that? And again, you can go ahead and shade where you want. And I think we're good to go. All right, let's do Adam's hair. Zoom in. Zoom in. I love how her hair turned out. That to me is like a Renaissance color. There we go. All right, let's get his hair colored. Okay, now we have to be careful with his hair because we don't want it to merge into the trees too much. Zoom in. So my dark color is the Caramel Cafe. Brett Funner, 520. My medium color is the Autumnal, Brett Funner, 520. And my light color is also Brett Funner, but the 088, but this is my second set. So we're going to make him a little bit of a golden boy. I thought of black. But oh, let me see. Let me pull colors to do his hair black. Okay, Maggie, we'll see you tomorrow. No, I like the idea of the black, actually, Rhonda. Zoom in. Zoom in. Zoom in. So I'm going to go ahead and use my black in the dark areas. So this is my master black, and then I'm going to use a Shuttle Art Smoky Gray 077 for my medium color. I like it, Rhonda. That way we're not battling the browns. And then I'm going to use for my medium color a Tempest Gray, Brett Funner 520. And then I'm going to go back with my black and very, very lightly go over the whole thing, and that way it takes on a black shade but doesn't make him look like an old man. Everybody see that? So Rhonda, yeah, that was an excellent idea. I like it a lot. Sweetie. Oops, got a little swipe of black on there that I don't want. Thank you. I was hoping I wouldn't ruin it. It wouldn't ruin. Oh my gosh, no. Not at all. I like it a lot. Okay, so I'm doing the general shade of the black over the whole thing after I put my grays in there, because again, we don't want him to look like an old man, okay? But this is not meant to be solid black either. Oh, I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. Zoom out. Zoom out. Make it a little spot that I missed. Check it out, guys. Zoom out. Zoom out. So what do you guys think of that? Zoom out. Zoom out. Now, one little detail here. Zoom in. If Eve's hair is red, then that means, zoom in, that means her pubic hairs would also be a reddish tint. Zoom in. Zoom in. Wanda says, I like tall, dark-haired men. Wanda's happy. So I'm going to go ahead and tint her pubic hairs to be red as well. Details, guys, details. And be sure that you go with your multiple shades. So if you colored along with me earlier and made them brown, yeah, Rita said she was, oh, the hair by her hip. Thank you, Wanda. Okay, and yes, I need to do the hair by her hip. So let's go ahead and get that done. We'll do our dark area. And again, because I want to see where my light is, I'm now going to do medium, because if I color up my light, I don't feel that I'll be able to see my medium very well. So Rita, would you have mentioned that if I had missed it about the pubic hair? Okay, so I've got there, the medium, and now we're going to go with the light here. Okay, so we've got it by the hip. Zoom out. Thank you, Wanda. Zoom out. And we're getting a really close shot of her belly button. Zoom out. Zoom out. Rita says, yes, I would. As an RN, I assess everything. I love it. I love you guys. You go, Rita. Zoom out. Oh my gosh, guys, isn't that gorgeous? All right, let me pull out just a little bit more so you can see. We are in good shape. Adam has black hair. Eve has red hair. And her pubic hairs are red as well. The collars and the cuff match. Remember that James Bond movie where James Bond said the collars and the cuffs don't match? Oh my. Rita says I'm also a smartass. You go, girl. All right, guys, I'm delighted with this. I hope you're enjoying it. Fun. I really hope you're enjoying this particular piece. I hope you're enjoying the other piece as well. I'm having fun. All right, guys. ILene, her red hair I did is too bright. Do I use brown? Yes. Yes, ma'am. Brown will tone it down for you. All right, guys, I'm calling it an evening. You know, Rhonda, it's funny you should say that. I was actually as well just thinking that. Zoom in. Zoom in. Zoom in. Zoom in. Zoom in. Let's go ahead and match that as well. Good call, Rhonda. Thank you. Rita, you missed it. Don't go away yet, guys. Come on, I'm not quite done. Okay, the collars and the cuffs match. Yeah, as long as we're being technical about it. I mean, again, Rhonda, that thought was rolling around the back of my head. Zoom out. Zoom out. Zoom out. Much better. Zoom out. Rita says I make one mistake a year. That was it. Okay, you're covered. Zoom out. Oh, guys, had a great time. This is ILene Vick for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick, guys. Joyous, joyous coloring. I love it when we can laugh and enjoy. And the collars and the cuffs match now on both parties. I'm thinking God is laughing as well. Gotta have a sense of humor about these things. Joyous, joyous coloring, guys. Love ya. Please keep in touch with each other. By the way, Rhonda said that Rita made it out of surgery. She's fine. She's weak, but she's fine. I meant to mention that earlier. Rhonda had a very brief conversation with her. So Rita made it through surgery, and that's a good thing. Okay, I'm calling it an evening. Have a good one, peeps. Bye. Rita says we make plans and God laughs. Exactly. Take care, guys. Oh, did I say the wrong name? Paula. Jeez. Oh, Paula made it through surgery without any problems. Weak, but doing fine. Okay, take care. Bye.